We got something special here today, y'all. We have
What's going on, man?
Mr. Hot Rod Man himself. It don't get no more hot rod than this, folks. This is where it stops at right here. We've been knowing this guy since we were coming up as small kids, all right? Yeah. And every time he pulled his cars out, all of the kids would be running down the street to hear his car start up, to see it go by, scream it up at their knees, and they would get back up and keep running. Raymond, y'all, he's got some bad cars and had a lot of bad cars and motorcycles. This is the man right here. This is what we do. These Corvettes, he got us all into this whole Corvette game. The motorcycles, he always had the dirt bikes and motorcycles up at 12 o'clock, y'all, straight up in there.
The originals.
Take it away, Raymond.
Yeah, for years, man. I knew these guys since they were 5, 6 years old, maybe even younger than that. I know their fathers, their uncles.
Yep.
All from town, and you know, we built the cars. And my brother Ralphie had some '57 Chevys, had a couple coupes and a couple sedan deliveries.
Jeez, man.
I had my brother Shelby, his '68 Shelby Cobra Mustang, the GT 500 KR. I went all the way out to Texas and found that car, brought it back out, and my brother ended up passing away a couple years ago of cancer.
Right.
And I couldn't even walk by the car anymore, man. So I ended up selling it. I wish I never sold it, but I just couldn't deal with it anymore, man.
Yeah, I know it's tough. I know
my
that was
wife
tough.
died 6 years ago, and my father died like 4 years ago.
4 years ago, Brian. We're sorry to hear it, man. We lost some of our loved ones along the way too, man. It's always tough, man. It's so tough, you know. But man, I try to tell you, man, you really put a mark on us through the years coming up. It's amazing. And this car, you're 55.
I had that car since 1973, man. I bought that car when I was 13 years old for $100. Had no motor and no transmission in it.
YouTube,
no
do y'all hear this? Do you hear this?
No chrome on it. It was nosed and decked back in the 60s. I had to find all the chrome and everything for it. The only reason my father let me buy it was because it had no motor and trans in it. 2 weeks later, I had a 327 Corvette motor in it out of a 67 Corvette.
Unbelievable. Wow.
4-speed Muncie trans, flying up and down Harrison Avenue, man.
Oh, yeah.
Smoked like a freight train, but it ran like hell.
Yeah, man. I tell you, I mean, every time that car started up, man, it stopped time.
You could hear it a block away.
We could hear it. No matter where we were, we would come running. Just to look across for all the yards and get a glimpse of it.
That's right.
And that's
I restored the car like 3 times.
Right.
Once when I was, young, and then I did it again in the early 80s.
That's amazing.
And in 97, I took the body right off the frame, sandblasted the whole frame, urethane, the whole frame, all urethane bushings, stainless steel nuts and bolts, tubular control arms.
Right.
It's got a 71 350, punched 30 over. Got a BDS 671 supercharger, dart heads, aluminum rods, great turbo trans, 8 3/4 Chrysler rear out of a 69 Roadrunner.
God,
with 411s in it. Street tires on it. I don't want to cut the wheel well, so
right.
Well, I got 70s on the back, so it's kind of hard to get some traction.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, she'll spin out, man. She's beautiful. Let's check it out, Raymond. Yeah, show us from the front. So, Raymond, we've been following this guy for so long as little kids, and it's just a pleasure to be here today to be able to review his bad 55 Chevy, y'all. This is
the plate
epic.
The plate is one bad 55, but they wouldn't let me put numbers and letters again.
Right.
Then I got the QQ plates, and they just got bad 55. And I had that since the 70s.
Y'all, check it out, y'all. Check it out. We're gonna start from the front of the car.
You wanna flip the hood up?
Yeah.
Somebody's gotta help me.
Okay, no problem. Just let me know what to do, Raymond. Want to grab it up under this side? Or
just hold it away from the door.
Pull it away from the door?
Yeah, just lift up.
Okay. Gotcha. I got you. Yep. Wow. God, jeez, look at this, y'all. Look at this. Oh, boy. Boy. Man.
I just put a new radiator in it. The radiator was only like 6 years old, and it started leaking from the seam.
Right.
The Griffin radiator, I think, was like $800. I just put 2 new.
Man, look at this.
Carburetor, well, they used to be Carter AFBs, but Edelbrock bought them out, and they call them AVSs or something like that.
Right.
Put new valve covers on it. And
man, this is
got the tubular control arms.
Is that the 327? That's a different
That's
model.
a 350. That's a 71 350, punch 30 over flat top pistons.
Jeez.
Dart heads, aluminum rods.
Unbelievable.
BDS 671 supercharger.
Oh, wow. Wow. This is truly beautiful.
What kind of headers
Art.
you got, Raymond? What kind of
They're
headers?
rather hookers.
You got the hooker headers, yup. Those are the ones.
Wow.
Man. This is amazing, y'all.
I just
YouTube.
put a all stainless steel fuel tank in it. I had the original fuel tank in there and
Right.
started leaking out of it from the top by the sending unit.
Gotcha.
So I changed that. It's got a little 5/8 tube going all the way down the frame for the
Right.
fuel.
Oh man. Oh man. Look at this, y'all.
Wow.
Check it out, shades in there. And the insides. Man,
Well, I'm on my way. I'm coming around right now. Full
nothing
speed.
like this. Nothing like it.
I put all new windows in it, windshield, everything.
Right. Wow. Man. You know, one thing about these cars, the detail that they did, back, it's like, just look at the dash, how it's painted. You know what I mean?
Yep, I painted the dash.
You don't see this anymore.
The dash got pearl in it.
This is what people love, This is what it's all about. This is where it started. Beautiful. That's where it's going to stop right here, y'all.
Always loved this car, man.
It's like,
Absolutely beautiful. I remember being a little kid and hearing it start up, and I would run outside to the end of the driveway, and then I would hear it go by.
They scream up and down the streets, man.
That's Raymond,
That was the 70s and the 80s, man. That's really,
God, dog, man.
Nowadays, forget it.
Oh, man.
Man,
That's
it's not like it used to be.
So that's the Bel. So I know there's a Bel-Air model. Then there's another
There's
like
Bel-Air's 210. This is a two-door called a two-door hardtop.
Okay.
It has no post here.
Gotcha.
The two-door sedan has a post.
Okay.
It goes in between the windows.
Gotcha.
So this is all open when you roll the windows.
That's cool. That is cool. Look at this. That is cool. Man. Oh gosh.
Wow.
Let's get another
Crank
shot
for
of the
back
car,
windows.
man, all the way around. Because,
And you're running the skinnies on the front, right?
Yeah, I got the skinnies on the front. It just makes it look gives it more of a gasser look,
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, man. Got the Weld racing wheels.
Yep.
Weld. Yep.
Weld wheels.
Wow.
It looks just as beautiful as it was 15 years ago when I was looking at it when I was like
Yeah.
5, 6 years old.
The cranks for the windows, the
Okay.
things, the back was stripped out.
Always updating, right?
Yeah, it's always something,
Jeez.
Are
Yeah.
those parts pretty easy to find?
Yeah, everything's made aftermarket. I probably have them at home. I just gotta go in the basement and find them.
Right.
I've taken so many of these cars over the years. I've taken so many of them apart for parts and.
You do all your own work, right?
Yeah.
That's right. He's done his own work. Yep.
I know it.
Yeah. That's where it's
Well, I have a
at.
friend of mine that owns a body shop, Alex and Leo in Montclair. He's the one who did the paint for me.
The paint and everything. Huh?
Yeah.
Definitely turned out nice.
Yeah, folks.
And when you
Yep.
got it painted, how many days was it? Was it a few days before you got it back, or was it like months before you got it back?
It was in the body shop probably for about 3 weeks. By the time they, they just did a little bit of body work to it, where, some of the paint was bubbling up from back in the 80s when they did it.
Right.
And they did a little bit of body work to it, took all the chrome off of it,
Gotcha.
painted it, and then by the time you get all the chrome and stuff back on, it
Gotcha.
took a few weeks.
Gotcha. Gotcha, man.
Talking like
So that
30 years ago. Watching, yeah.
That says something, And like I said, you really put the bug in us, man, for these cars,
Yeah, I had
for
the
these
car
motorcycles.
47 motorcycles. I got
Oh,
3
man.
Harleys. I got a.
Wow.
Can you still wheelie, Raymond?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, people. He used to come by. He used to come up in our block, and he had the bike 12 o'clock
Straight
and out
up.
like this,
Going
right?
all the way
Straight
down the
up.
block.
Once
Yeah.
we saw that, we were sold.
And
remember
now
that
that's
was
the thing. Everybody's riding dirt bikes through the streets doing the wheelies. You were doing it 40 years ago.
40 years ago, he was doing
40
this.
even started that.
40 years ago, y'all. This is the man right here. This is the man. Believe it.
Crazy.
Jump on that bike, put it 20 feet in the air, and now these guys are out there doing tricks, flipping the bikes over.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
And man, you look at that, you see what they're doing nowadays. It's like what I did was nothing compared to what the
Look
guys
where,
do today.
where it evolved to.
Yeah,
Yep.
what it evolved to. Yeah.
Doing front flips and everything, man.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Hey, Ram, can we hear it fire up?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Chase, want to check this out? See this blower turning?
Gotcha.
Yeah, man. That's what it's all about, baby.
Wow. That's
How many horsepower you want?
With the blower and stuff on there, probably somewhere around 500.
wow, 500 horsepower.
Can't get down and boogie, y'all. You gotta believe it. Get down and boogie.
Wow. Let me get the exhaust back here.
87 IROC Camaro with the old serpentine belt. Yeah,
Power
it's
steering.
called power assist. Before they had power steering, but it's power steering.
Turns easy.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yep.
Wow. I know without that power steering, it's tough.
Oh yeah.
My brother had a 65, and he's like, you gotta really put your arms into it to turn it. So this is like, that's nuts. And you installed that too, right?
Yeah, I installed it all. Everything's been redone.
Oh, I got
I
power
painted
steering.
the frame the same color as the body, blue. It's a 81 Mercury
That is sick.
color, Lincoln Mercury color. 3M is the code on it. Just painted the same color as all my trucks.
Man.
Now I remember one of the coolest things that I always remember is when you flip the hood up, and when the whole hood comes up, like the whole front end comes up. At what time did you do that? Did you do that when you first got it?
I
bought
that from a guy in Pennsylvania. He flat-towed a 57 Chevy down with that bolted onto it, and he took it off of it, and I paid $500 for it.
Right.
And then I put it on this car. I still have the steel nose for it. I got the brand new fenders, NOS fenders for it if I ever want to put a steel nose back on it.
Right.
That I found in a 55 Chevy that I bought at a garage sale in Upper Montclair on Grove Street about 15 years ago.
Oh my God.
They were inside the car with the tags still on them, the black NOS fenders.
Is that fiberglass or plastic?
That's fiberglass.
Fiberglass, right?
Wow.
But it's thick fiberglass. Most of the cars have this thin stuff. You see people at the car too. When the wind starts blowing, they run for their nose to put the nose down. If you're afraid of it, this thing here is thick, man. You ain't got to worry about it.
Wow.
It's made.
Yeah. Gotcha. Wow. Gotcha.
That's back when they made them. Nowadays they're real thin.
Real thin stuff. Wow.
That Chevy's talking, y'all. That Chevy's talking all kind of stuff, man.
I love it, man.
Okay, just like that, right?
Look at that right there. I always thought that was the coolest thing right there. The whole front end comes off like that.
Probably about 500 pounds.
Wow. Just by doing the fiberglass.
Taking the nose and the radiator support, all that stuff. Got aluminum radiator in there. Had the old brass radiator in. That there weighs, good 50 pounds.
Gotcha.
500 pounds in total cost.
Yeah, probably.
Wow, that's a lot. Damn.
You got anything in mind? Any project you doing with it?
Got to do little things, put new door handles and stuff like that on the inside. Basically, that's it for now. There's not much. I'm going to probably look for another car to do since I got rid of Shelby, but
Yeah.
I buy and sell them all the time. I buy stuff. I go to Beckham auctions, Barrett Jacks and stuff
What
like that.
happened to that other 57 you had? You had a red 57.
Oh, man. Yeah, that
Got
was
it,
nice.
had the supercharger on it also. I sold that in Kissimmee, Florida at the Beckham auction. Probably about 6 years ago.
Wow.
I bought that from a friend of mine. He built it.
Right.
And he lived up in Denville, and he needed some money, and he had to sell the car.
Gotcha.
So I bailed him out, bought it, and I ended up keeping it for a couple months, and then
Isn't that something?
I got rid of it.
Wow.
I put it on a trailer and towed it down to Florida when my brother was living down there in Melbourne.
Right.
He's only like 60 miles from Kissimmee,
God.
where they have the farm homes.
Yeah.
And I try to go down every year.
Every year, yeah.
So what do you think you'll be getting next? I know you mentioned getting another project.
I don't know, man. I've been looking around at it. I don't know what I want. I've had just about everything out there. And I really don't know. I've been thinking about that myself.
And knowing you, I know
what I
it'll
would
be,
go for next.
I know it's going to be crazy, whatever it is.
Whatever it is, it's gonna be radical.
Yeah, I'm gonna get something. So.
All right.
Gotta keep busy, you know.
Oh yeah. There we go. Get another good look at Steve. Man, it was amazing. Amazing. Like I said,
Yes, yes.
So what are you guys into?
Hey.
What are you gonna go do now?
You know, we're working with the Corvettes, Raymond, right now. The Corvettes, Deuce, he's looking at the 2020 He has his order in. He's got his order in.
Oh, you got it in, yeah?
That happened in a couple of months. He's like, June. Yeah. Yep.
Just a wait for it. Right?
Yeah, but coming in.
Yeah, so you got your order in there, you know?
Yeah.
It's got the engine in the back, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, those could be new
Yeah,
things.
that's something else. My brother-in-law, Red, he moves cars for different dealerships, right? And he's been taking them to other dealerships where other people want. Somebody wants a different color one. How to, the dealers trade them off.
Right.
And he was on Facebook showing a bunch of Corvettes where he was driving them down.
Oh, man.
And we used to take cars to the port. We used to take the ZR1.
ZR1, yeah.
The ZR1s back in the 80s, and we used to go down to Port Elizabeth. We used to deliver them to this guy in Canada, and he used to ship them all over the world. And we used to take them things down to the port, and they had the shipping lanes. We used to get in them shipping lanes, them ZR1s, and we used to have a blast.
The whole thing, right?
Oh yeah, they were fast. We had a lot of fun.
Raymond, we'd like to thank you for coming on and letting us review this beautiful 55, y'all. This is a dream come true for the Corvetteboyz. Totally a dream come true.
Well, here you got dirt bikes starting up the street.
Oh, yeah.
Cooking on the grill. I hear the boys are out there.
It's still right.
Oh, yeah.
They kept down a lot of the riding spots, so now you got to go like Englishtown. But
Yeah, there ain't nowhere to ride anymore. We used to go to Stanhope all the time, Montville, stuff like that. Up at Saxon Falls Quarry, up at Stanhope. Man, we have a blast up there.
We're talking about the sand pit?
Yeah, the sand pits, yeah.
Oh, man, we used to ride up there all the time, man.
And we used to go swimming up there, too. They had all the pits with the water, they dug down to the water, and the water was crystal clear.
Flushed everybody out. A guy got killed there. I think he met with a guy with a four-wheeler on a dirt bike.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, man, I had a serious crash there when I was 15, man. And broke my back, man.
Broke his back up there, yeah.
Oh, you had the crash.
Oh, no, it wasn't me that another guy got killed.
Oh, somebody got killed.
They said a four-wheeler and a dirt bike met at the top of the hill, and the dude got killed.
That's right.
I hurt my back, ended up getting me out in the car. I was back riding in the next 2 months.
Oh, boy.
But
We used to ride up there. My brother-in-law, Red's brother, was an electrician, and he put lights up there so we could ride up there at night. He put them on a telephone pole.
that was the bad
It was crazy, the stuff we used to do up there.
I tell you what happened. Remember they had the whoop-de-doo section in the back, and I just came in the track with my friends because we come there every week, and I had my head down. I was jumping them and had my head down and was just timing them and watching them. And by the time I looked up, somebody had pushed up like a wall. And the whoop-de-doo, so it was on the way back up. I tried to slide back, and the bike flipped over, and the peg caught me. The peg caught me in the back. So I just laid there a while. Just felt like I had the wind knocked out of me. But another buddy of ours that was a rider came in, got some help. I got out, got home, I got better. Dig this, never went to the hospital. I was getting around, just dragging my feet. And got better. I didn't know that I broke my back until I broke my leg years later. And they said, you know what? I was at St. Barnabas. They said, your back is broken,
That's right? Yeah.
I said, I'm sure. They let me look at the x-ray. All the vertebrae are nice and straight, but the L1 is crushed like this.
That's right, yeah.
I used to love going down down those hills into the pits. You go down there and go back and then come back up and try to make it back up that hill, man. And people used to laugh at me. I was 13 years old riding a 250, a GT 250. And people used to laugh at me, say that kid never get back up that hill, man. I come flying down there. Oh, they couldn't believe it.
You could drop in from the street, some of them, you know, where you park
you
your
drop
car.
down and come around a turn and then go back and try to make it up the hill as big as that building.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I heard nobody's riding there now. All the Rangers flushed you out, but I came back to ride. I rode there another 2 years after I got hurt.
I used to take my kids up there when they were 4 or 5 years old. I still have their dirt bikes. I still got two QA50s. I got a Yamaha 80. I got a scooter. One of them Vespa scooters. I found that in the garage over on Grove Street. There was a backhoe that I was moving for a guy, and the bucket of the backhoe was over the top of the thing, and it was all moving blankets over the top of it. And when we pulled the backhoe out, the Vespa was sitting there. Only had 400 original miles on it, 1963. Still had the sticker on the license plate from 1963. So I traded the guy for moving the backhoe for the bike.
Oh man, and you got it in pristine
I
condition.
still got it. It still has the dirt on it from 1963. I never even washed it. It's all original. 400 miles on it.
Incredible. Wow. Incredible. Oh my God.
The guy didn't even know it was in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dreams come true for the Corvetteboyz, y'all. We've seen the car, like I said, it's the little kids coming up. And we're grown up, we're here today with Raymond.
Not many people around
Epic,
like
y'all.
you guys, all brothers and related and, riding, collecting cars and stuff anymore. It's few and far between. You know what I mean? I love seeing you guys. I love all you guys, man. I mean, every time I see you guys come, down the street, every time I hear the dirt bikes coming down the street, I'll be in the backyard cooking on the grill, and I hear you guys on the dirt bikes. And I go to Corvetteboyz at it.
You know where we saw it first, right?
That's it.
Well, you know where we got it from. You know what I mean?
You know where we got it first.
Yep.
It was fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Good life, man.
We'd like to thank you, man, for coming on. Coming on the show. It's what a pleasure. What a pleasure. What a pleasure, man. What a pleasure.
Be cool.
Definitely, Raymond.
Without a doubt.
Everybody stay safe. That's the main thing, man. Hold it away from the man.
Okay.
I gotta get the food.
Right.
I was on a Long Island Expressway going out down to Long Island.
He takes care of business out here in Jersey, in North Jersey, y'all. That is Raymond right there. He don't play around, he never did. And the tires are still smoking, y'all.
We got still smoke.